In this video, I'm going to show you step by step how you can create a blog for affiliate marketing. Hello, my name is Alston Godbolt, and I create videos to help you start generating passive income with affiliate marketing in just 1 hour per day. Be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell if you're looking for different ways to start generating passive income in just 1 hour per day. And before I forget, if you want my #1 recommended way to start generating passive income every single day, click the first link in the description or go to alstongodbolt.com/start. All right, so as I mentioned, I'm going to show you step by step how to create a blog to start making money with affiliate marketing. Now, this can be kind of tricky, but this is also going to be very rewarding. If you do this correctly, if you follow the steps that I recommend, you can start generating passive income of $100 or more with a blog that will be passive. It'll be on autopilot. There will be some work that you'll need to do up front. There's probably, I would say the first 20 days or so are going to be heavy workload intensive, but after that, you can kind of pull back a little bit and start bringing in the cash. All right, so let's go over this step by step. I'm actually going to walk you through it. I'll take you through some examples. I'll show you my website, and I'll show you exactly what you need to do to get up and running. So the first thing that you need to do is you need to pick a niche. Now, a niche is basically a topic, idea, or something that you're remotely interested in. Now, don't spend too much time picking a niche. It can be anything. Anything and everything is a niche. If you are interested in hardwood flooring, you could actually create content around that. If you're interested in, let's say, siding, aluminum siding, if you're interested in roofing, you could actually create a blog and start making money with that. I don't want you to spend a lot of time trying to figure out the perfect niche, because the more time you spend thinking about the perfect niche, the more time you're wasting not making money or creating content. Now, the most popular niches out there are health, wealth, relationships, and technology, but those are also the most competitive. So what I recommend is look at your previous search results, look at questions that you've asked either Google, YouTube, even Amazon, and kind of look and see what popped out to you. What was important? What have you purchased recently and why? Now, another key that most people won't tell you is don't create a blogging website around a particular product. For example, this is an iPhone XS Max or something like that. The reason why you don't want to create a blog around this phone is because there's a new phone that comes out every year, or even twice a year. So what you want to do is you want to create content around helping people solve a problem, and then you may want to recommend this phone to help solve that problem better. So again, you don't want to necessarily create content around this Blue Yeti microphone. You want to create content around, let's say they are a YouTuber or they want to get into podcasting, and you want to recommend this Blue Yeti microphone as the best microphone for whatever their problem is. So remember that when you're looking at picking a niche, don't pick it on a product, pick it on the problem that you have. This is key. Don't pick it on a product, pick it on the problem. All right, so the first thing that you're going to do, as I mentioned, is you're going to pick a niche. Now that you have the niche figured out, you want to go in and you want to actually get domain name and you want to get web host. But web hosting is kind of like hard drive space on the internet. In order to have a blogging website, in order to have any content on the internet, you need to have a web hosting and you need to have a domain. So for example, alstongodbolt.com is a domain name. There are hundreds of places that you can go to find a domain name. The easiest thing to do is to pick a web hosting provider. I would recommend, if you're just getting started, start off with Bluehost. It's pretty easy, pretty cheap. There'll be a link in the description to get going. It is an affiliate link. Pick a web hosting provider and then you can actually get a domain name from there. What you can do if you are unsure about a domain name, if you want to pick a domain name beforehand, I'm going to show you a little trick to that. So what I want you to do is Google domain name generator or domain name search, and you can go to this website. It's called instantdomainsearch.com, and you can actually type in different domain names and get ideas. Now, when you're doing this, make sure that you stay with .com. You don't want to have a domain name that is too long, and you don't want to have a domain name again that's tied to a particular product. That can be tricky for copyright issues, and that kind of limits you if you want to make this website a lot bigger. Now, it can work. There are other ways around it, but that's outside the scope of this video. What I recommend, let's use basketball for example. Let's say I want to create a website around basketball. Instead of just using basketball, because that limits me to only the basketball niche, I may want to look at something like sports or indoor sports or winter sports, something along those lines, just so that I'm not boxed in, because eventually I may want to expand this to baseball and soccer and football, because I want to make more money. So what we could do, let's say I'm interested in basketball. Let's say I'm interested in sports. Let's say winter sports. So what you're going to do is you just type in winter sports, and it's going to come up with a number of ideas. Now, what you're seeing on the screen here is it's in red. That means someone owns it. There are a lot of variations that you can get into. What I recommend is you stick with .com because that's what people are expecting. Don't use .uk, .co, don't use country names because people are going to see that website and they're automatically going to think that the content or that information is only going to be for that country. So stick to .com if you can. Don't use .uk, .co or whatever your country is unless you are creating country specific information. So let's see, we could use wintersportses.com, super winter sports, whatever. What you want to do, what I recommend is keeping the name short and keeping it to something that people can remember. Will somebody remember wintersportsleague.com? Maybe. What you could do is you can maybe do Winter Sports World. See if that's taken. Okay, that's also taken. Planet, Winter Sports Guy maybe. That's not taken, so we could buy it. Now that we have an idea, what we'd want to do is we don't want to go over to a website like Bluehost. We're just going to type in Bluehost. There are a number of different web hosting companies out there. I use and recommend Bluehost to get started because it's very easy to get started. You can get up and running with your website in less than an hour. So what you're going to do is go to bluehost.com and you can use the link below. It is an affiliate link and you can get started for $3.95. Now there are some limitations to that. If you get started with the $3.95, you're only limited to one website. You're only limited to shared hosting. That doesn't matter for what we're doing right now, but you want to go through and get started with Bluehost or any web hosting company out there. So now that you've done that, you'll probably take about a half an hour to set up WordPress. I recommend that you set up WordPress as your web hosting platform. WordPress is basically your content management system or your content management software. It will allow you to easily create blog posts and articles, whatever you're doing, so that you don't have to learn coding. You don't have to learn PHP and JavaScript and HTML and all that good stuff. So what you'll do is once you buy your web hosting, you will then go ahead and install WordPress. Usually these sites have one-click installs. You'll install it. It'll do its thing, probably take maybe 5 or 10 minutes. It'll say, please wait while WordPress is installing. Once you go through that, it'll give you a free WordPress theme. Go ahead and install the free WordPress theme. The WordPress theme is the way your website looks and feels. There are hundreds, if not thousands of different WordPress themes out there. What I recommend, if you can afford it, if you can invest in yourself, go to a website like ThemeForest and buy a premium theme. Now, the reason why you want to buy a premium theme, and I'm just going to type in ThemeForest here. The reason why you want to buy a premium theme is they usually have additional features. They have additional plugins. The code is a little bit better so that when your website loads on a web hosting platform like Bluehost, it does a little better, it's a little faster, and it looks a little nicer. So what you can do is once you get over to a website like ThemeForest, you can just type in WordPress themes. And once you get into the WordPress themes, there are a number of them for you to download. You can take a look, you can try them out, you can take them on a test drive, but I don't want you again to spend a lot of time looking over these themes, because the more time you're wasting on that other stuff, the more time you're wasting not creating content and getting to that $100 per day mark. So what you'd want to do is find one that's a good balance between speed, has pretty good ratings, and cost. So you buy that, you're going to check out, and then you'll be able to download it. Once you download it, you're going to want to go back over to your website through Bluehost, and you're going to want to upload your premium theme. Now, it's really easy to do. You just go over to settings and themes, and then you click upload. Again, this will take probably 15 or 20 minutes to do. And once you get through that, you are ready to get on to the next step. And really the next step is simply just to do a little bit of keyword research. Now, you can kind of do this at the same time, but I like to work in a linear fashion so that we are all on the same page. Now, keyword research is simply the act of finding out what your customers want to know. And this is the most important step when you are creating a blog for affiliate marketing. Do not create content on what you want to tell people. Create content on what they want to know. And the easiest way to figure out what people want to know is to go over to Google and type in your niche. So what we're doing is basketball. So this is our top level niche. What I recommend when you're just getting started and you have no domain authority, and basically what domain authority is, how strong your brand is, how strong your website is when compared to other more established websites. For example, Wikipedia, what you see on your screen, has a very high domain authority. Basically what that means is when they put up content, Google sees it as relevant, as credible, as pertinent information to the world. You're going to come in and you're going to have very low domain authority. What that means is Google is going to want to take a closer look at your website. They want to make sure that you're not regurgitating content. They want to make sure that you're not spamming your content and you're not basically stealing someone else's content. So it's going to take your content a little bit longer to rank, but that's okay. I'll show you a few ways to help boost your ranking in just a moment. So what we're going to do, again, our top level is basketball. But as you know, if you're into sports, really if you're into anything, there are a number of sub levels or sub niches. So instead of just talking about basketball, maybe we talk about the NBA. So we type in NBA basketball. As you can see here, this is a very high level, very competitive keyword or keyword phrase. You are going to have to compete with the NBA, probably with ESPN, and so on. What I recommend that you do is you want to niche down so that you get out of the way of these major players, because it's going to be very difficult for you to rank on the first page with your content. Now, the reason why ranking on the first page is very important with Google is most people don't go on to the second page. Studies show that most people actually don't look past the third or fourth answer when they're searching for content or when they're searching for answers. So what you're going to want to do is, let's do basketball drills for 7th graders. So I've done this research before, and this can be a good opportunity because it's way less competitive. If we take a look at the first result here, it says breakingthroughbasketball.com. This was created back in 2017, so you might be able to rank for this, and it's way less competitive. And a few tips here, a few keys to get started. So we've typed in basketball drills for 7th graders, but there's other opportunities on here. As you can see, it says, how do you practice basketball in 7th grade? People are also asking this question, and we know that because Google is telling us. These are also areas where you could write and create content. How do you coach a 12-year-old basketball? How do you teach a 10-year-old to play basketball? These are all opportunities where you could create content. Another place that you could find content is if you scroll all the way down and you type in, and you look here, it says searches related to basketball drills. People are also asking these exact questions. So this is a good place to get started. What I would do if I were just getting started, I would actually type in basketball drills for, and then you can see this is auto suggest. These are questions that people are actually asking for Google. Google has collected all of these and they're trying to guess what you're going to type. And to make this a little bit better, to find out exactly what people want to know, just do what's called the alphabet soup method. And basically what that method is you're going to run through each letter of the alphabet and you're going to jot down all of these questions with the potential of creating content around it. And to do that, simply just go through A, okay, so basketball drills for advanced players, B, and you're just going to go through each letter of the alphabet, and you're going to write all of these down. Now, I personally like to use Google Docs. I like to use Google Docs and Google Sheets to keep all of this because I can access it from anywhere in the world as long as there's an internet connection. But you could use Word, you can use whatever you want, you can use Pages, it doesn't really matter. So now that you have all of this written down, and there's actually another way that you could try and find keywords and keyword phrases, I would try Answer the Public. So I'm going to go to Answer the Public, and Answer the Public basically is a website that gathers search queries from Yahoo, DuckDuckGo, Bing, and Google. And what you'll do here is you're just going to type in basketball drills for. And I think I spelled basketball wrong. All right, basketball drills for, and then I'm going to hit search. Now this is going to run through and reply or answer with a number of different suggestions or ideas. What I would do if you're going to go this route is cross-reference this with Google. See if there are results in Google, and then you can potentially start creating content. So if we scroll down here, but if you look at this, you can see one of the things is basketball workouts near me, basketball drills you can do at home, basketball drills you can do by yourself. So if I click on basketball drills you can do at home, it's going to take me to the Google search result in which you could potentially create content. As you can see here, 4 basketball drills you can do inside your house. And this is from basketball or breakthroughbasketball.com. And so this lets you know that you could potentially start creating content. Now, the great thing with Answer the Public is you can actually download this as an Excel or a CSV file. You download this and you can potentially start working off of this. So this is another good opportunity to do a little bit of keyword research. Now, after you do keyword research, you want to go in and you want to start creating content. Now, when you create content, you're simply going to answer questions. Now, if we go back over here to basketball drills for 7th graders, what I would recommend that you do is maybe come up with 17 basketball drills for 7th graders, and then just answer the question. So explain what the drill is, how the drill can help the 7th grader, and why it's so easy. Just go through, solve the problem, and answer the question. You're going to want to do this consistently. What I recommend is when you're just getting started, you want to blog every day or every other day, because you need to have a bunch of content to let Google know that you aren't just spamming your links. You're an actual brand. You're trying to grow a brand. You are a business. You're not just a short-term fix or short-term solution. What I recommend is you go through and you do 50 of these blog posts of varying length to get started. You're obviously, and what I would recommend is that you actually have a goal of doing 100 or 200 blog posts, but a 50 is a nice starting spot to get going. So once you go through, answer the questions that you found in the previous step during your keyword research phase, the next step is to go out and find affiliate programs. Now, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of affiliate programs out there, but people mostly use Amazon Associates because it's pretty easy, and you can actually start making some pretty good money with Amazon Associates. But what you should do, instead of just jumping on the Amazon Associates train, is type in your niche. So my niche is basketball, and then affiliate programs. So once I do that, here's some different affiliate programs that I could get into. So I'm just going to click this top 10 basketball affiliate programs here. Here's some ones that you could take advantage of: Sportsman Memorabilia, Don Joy Performance, Pro Skills Basketball. If we're creating a blog site about 7th grade basketball skills, we may want to jump over to Pro Skills Basketball. So if I scroll down here, I'm going to go to Pro Skills Basketball. So I'm going to click on this Pro Skills Basketball. Now, the great thing with this one is it looks like it pays a commission of 10%, and it has a 90-day cookie. Now, the 90-day cookie basically means you have 90 days for someone to click on your affiliate link and buy a product or service. After 90 days, so on the 91st day, you will no longer get a commission. And that's one very important thing when it comes to affiliate marketing. You need to get people to purchase within the cookie window so that you can get paid a commission. If you don't do that, you won't get paid. But again, to find affiliate programs, simply Google or search your niche name, your niche topic, and affiliate programs. You can actually put on multiple affiliate programs on your site. Just make sure that they're relevant and they're cohesive to whatever your website is about. So if my website was only about basketball at the time, it would not make sense. It would not be a good idea to have anything about football, soccer, baseball, badminton, table tennis, etc. You want to make sure that it's relevant and it's topical, because someone coming for your website for basketball stuff isn't going to buy anything about soccer or football. So if you continue on, you find your affiliate programs, then you want to add your affiliate links into your blog post. And there's a number of ways that you can do it. And I'm actually going to use this website as an example. One way you could simply do it is to have links here, and you want to add a call to action. Click this link to get the latest training guide. Click the link to get the latest 7th grade basketball training guide, or click the link in the description to learn what the pros are doing today. You want to have a call to action, because if you don't tell people what to do, they aren't going to know to do it, and they're not going to do it. You could have a link here. You could also have a button. You could also have one of these little banner ads with a link that goes directly to an affiliate program that we found. One of the great things with affiliate marketing is there's a number of ways that you can start making money. Now, a bonus tip here is, instead of sending directly to an affiliate link, I would actually collect their email address. Now, the reason why you want to collect their email address is because these people, for a number of reasons, these people may never come to your website again. They may have accidentally found you from a number of channels, and just by accident, they find the information that they want, and then they leave and they never return. If you collect their email address, you can retarget them for multiple opportunities. For example, they're interested in training programs. They might be interested in a clipboard or coaching. They might be interested in whistle. They might be interested in track and field training type stuff, maybe boxes, portable boxes for their kids to jump on and off of. So what I would recommend is collect their email addresses, add a call to action, and have that call to action go to a landing page where you offer them a free guide in exchange for their email address. And then you can follow up with them every single day with additional value. Let them know when you have a new blog post out. And oh, by the way, check out this new product that that will help you train your 7th grade basketball team even better. So the bonus tip that most people aren't going to tell you is send people directly to a landing page and collect their email address. If you have solved their problem, if they have found value in your website, they will not hesitate to leave their email address. So make sure that you do that. And then the next step. All right, so we have done a lot with regard to our blog. What will happen in the early stages, and I'm going to tell you 100% honestly, step by step, this is going to happen. You're going to be all excited because you have a brand new blog. You are going to tell your friends, your families, you're going to tell everybody that you've started this brand new blog. For the first week or so, you're going to get a bunch of traffic. You're going to get your friends and family checking out the blog. You're going to check out your blog 38 times per day just to make sure that it's up and running. About a month into it, your traffic is going to die. The reason why it's going to die, the reason why there won't be anyone on your site is your friends and family will stop looking. You'll stop looking because you'll get past the shock and awe of having your blog, having your content on the internet. And Google doesn't trust you yet. Search engines don't trust you yet with content, or they don't trust you yet with their traffic because their traffic is money. Customers don't find your content relevant and valuable. They're going to close Google and Google will stop making money. And so what you'll need to do in the early beginning is you need to get your links, so your blog links, out in front of relevant parties. And there's a number of ways to do it. Some of those ways that you can get out in front of relevant parties is with YouTube. So create a YouTube channel. And when you create your YouTube channel, really you could just read your blog post and say, if you want to learn more, go over to my blog, basketballworld.com, to learn more about basketball training and all things basketball. You could create a Pinterest account. And basically with Pinterest, you just create engaging pins and repins and saves, and you direct link out to your blog. You could actually create TikTok videos. Now, TikTok is 15-second videos in which you could be doing something funny. You could be actually teaching or training a drill, the right way to shoot a jump shot, the right way to do a crossover, and tell people to go to your website to learn more about training 7th graders in basketball. You could do the same thing with Twitter and Instagram. What I recommend in the very beginning is you need to go out and get that traffic and bring them back to your website. When you do that, it will send positive signals to the search engines, and they're going to be quicker to test your content versus more established websites. So this is very important. In the very beginning, the first 3 months, go out and get your traffic. Go out and get your customers. Go to Facebook groups about your niche. Go to TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Go out, get your traffic, bring them back. And then eventually, if your content is good enough, people will flock to your website, and then you'll start getting traffic. So once you do that, so after about, I would say maybe 3 or 4 months, and review your analytics. Now, your analytics are going to be critical when it comes to determining what you should do next. You want to make sure that you set up your Search Console and also your Google Analytics so that you can review some of the important metrics. You want to see how many of your blog posts appear on the first page. You want to make sure that you check and see how much time people are spending on page. How many web pages are they looking at when they come to your site? These are all important metrics that will help you rank within Google. It'll actually help you, it'll boost your rank or it'll suppress your rank. So these are very, very important metrics. Now, I recommend that you actually set up your analytics at the very beginning, but I want you to review them once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks, so that you stop worrying. One thing that will happen is you will look at your analytics and you'll start to freak out. You'll start to get a little nervous. What I recommend is check out your analytics once a week, once every 2 weeks, and start making changes based on that. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, how do I create a blog post? Now, believe it or not, this is actually very easy. To create a blog post, you simply need to do who, what, when, where, why, how. What I recommend and what I do when I create my blog post is I write at the top of my page. So I create my blog post in a Google Doc, and at the very top, I'll type in who, what, when, where, why, how. So if my question is best basketball drills for 7th graders, I will type in who, 7th graders, what training tips or what training drills when should they do the training, how often they should do the training, why these trainings are important, and how they can help both the coach as well as the player develop a skill. So you just go through, and I recommend spending 10 minutes, 15 minutes doing this. The reason why I recommend that you do this is if you actually do it this way, if you do the who, what, when, where, why, how, you'll actually spend less time writing, because you're just going to go back up, you're going to make the who, what, when, where, why, how questions, you're going to make those subheadings in your blog post. For example, I showed you, I said, how does this drill help the 7th grader? That's going to be a subheading. You go in and you answer that question. This drill helps the 7th grader because it develops hand-eye coordination, something they'll need if they want to be a good shooter. You go through, you create these questions, you answer them down in your blog post. It'll shave hours off your blogging time, and you're going to serve your customer, because that's exactly what they're going to be thinking when they read a blog post. So a tip, when you go to write your blog post, who, what, when, where, how, and why. It'll help you out, save you a bunch of time. So basically, you want to just do this a bunch of times over and over again. I would recommend that you do this every day or every other day until you get to 50 blog posts, and then check and see what your analytics are. You could potentially niche up. So instead of just talking about 7th grade drills, basketball drills, you could actually niche up to maybe middle school drills. So middle school would cover maybe 6th, 7th, and 8th, and then you could do high school drills. You could kind of take it wherever you want to go. If you wanted to get away from basketball entirely and start writing on soccer drills, you could do that as well. But I would say maybe your first 50 blog posts should be dedicated to that niche down topic. It's very important in my mind that you want to create content where you've niched down so that you're not competing against major players. And if you want to know how I start generating passive income every single day, click the first link in the description or go to alstongodbolt.com/start. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Before I forget, I do want to inform you that some of the links that you will see in your description are affiliate links, and I do and can receive a commission if you click on those links and purchase a product.